Welcome to the QT Gossip Podcast, where we flip the script on gossip, turning negativity into positivity. Join us as we redefine the conversation, focusing on the good, the inspiring, and the uplifting stories that shape our world. It's time to change minds, one positive gossip at a time. Let's dive into the stories that make us smile, inspire change, and celebrate the best in people. This is QT Gossip, where good news is the headline of every episode. Now, it's time for Tea Time with the Queens. And introducing our queens. Diva, the real Queen Bee. Sensei J. And introducing Her Royal Highness herself,
I will never get over that entrance. Am I right?
Oh no, you'll get over it. You'll get over it for what I have planned for the new place. You'll get over it.
Oh boy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As Captain says, we are updating our beautiful Queen's Talk gossip, and I'm super excited for it. You have no idea. I've been working hard on it. Captain's been helping me. It's gonna look amazing. So I'm super excited for it. But welcome everyone to Queen's Talk Gossip, where we flip the switch on negative gossip, turning it into positivity. And today we have a very special guest. Please help me introduce Dunderbuildz. Hope I said
Dunderbuildz.
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 Oh, I said Dundies.
You were thinking Crocodile Dundee, I guarantee it.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
Because I said Dunder from Down Under earlier, so
that's probably where I got it from.
Subliminal messaging. I know it works on you now. Okay, I need money. I need food.
Okay, anyway. Where's the... Yeah, that's right.
Stop touching my buttons.
Anyway. Oh, okay. But you got your mic in your boob, Sensei.
What? Diva, that's your job.
I know, that's Diva's job.
I know, usually.
Now I sound. Can you hear me?
Sensei is my protege.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so very much for coming today. We also want to thank our live viewers. We are very appreciative of you guys watching and supporting us. If you have any questions at all during the show, please let us know. And Mr. Captain Jack over here will bring up the mic and he will port you down to the mic to ask your questions. So feel free. I know that some people don't have the little chat bubble anymore, which is kind of sad because that was very helpful. But it is all good. I know. So sad. But Mr. Dunderbuildz, we are so I really hope now I'm psyching myself out. I really hope Dunder. Yes. My mind is like always fried. So thank you so much for joining us today. We are super excited to talk about everything that we want you to promote and all that fun stuff. But as always, the first thing is our little icebreaker from Mr. Button Bitch himself, Captain Jack Morgan.
All right. Well, this one is going to be it's going to be fairly easy, fairly simple. I was thinking about how the weather had kept changing back and forth from to hot, cold to hot. Now it's getting hot over here again. So I thought, why not, considering all like the tornado warnings that are going on? Nobody wants to deal with the tornadoes and all the horrible weather. So why
Oh,
not talk
last
about
night.
positive weather? Coming up for this summer, if you had the choice, where would you go visit for vacation and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. What about you, Sensei? Where would you go?
I would go to Colorado because that's where I'm from.
What
And
part of
Okay, so
Colorado?
a
Like,
well,
whole
I'm
where's your
new.
originally from
favorite?
Colorado Springs, but if I had my choice, I'd go up to the Gunnison Valley, where over the hill from Buena Vista, over the Continental Divide, right into the Taylor Park area. There's a little town called Tin Cup there, a
Hmm.
little lake called Mirror Lake. I would just camp right there and fish all day
Oh,
Ooh.
there you go. So camping and fishing in
enjoy myself.
Colorado. There
You
you go.
bet, because you cannot. There is nothing like summer in Colorado. It's spectacular.
Now, would you actually be roughing it? We're talking a
I
frying
was
pan, the
just about to ask
campfire,
that too.
maybe a
Are
tent and a
you a
sleeping bag, but no
Absolutely.
RV, no none of that stuff.
here's the real are you a glamper or a camper?
I am a rough it all the way camper.
Camper. He's
You're my
a
kind of
head honcho
people.
camper.
Yep.
There we go.
When I was young, I would literally bring my my fishing pole,
Mm.
a lighter in my knapsack with the basics, and I would just hike all the way down the Continental Divide, fishing and eating that,
Man, that
and
sounds fun.
that's it. It was.
There
I
is
didn't even have a
nothing
tent,
better.
just a sleeping
There's
bag.
nothing better
know.
than bacon first thing in the morning on a campfire. I'm
Oh
sorry. There's
man,
just,
so
I'm
good,
telling you,
That's
just the
so
so
good.
smell. Oh,
Yep.
You
God,
know what
that's
else is
heaven. That's
also
heaven
really
on earth.
good? When you're camping and you're stuck in a tent and it's been like freezing overnight, so you wake up early in the morning just to stick your feet in the fire. That's really good too. Yeah.
Well, not in the fire, but next to the fire. Yes,
Well, I
absolutely.
mean, pretty much. Let me tell
You
you,
don't want roasted toes.
experiences.
Not that way.
I,
So good.
I would rather have roasted toes than no toes because of frostbite. No, I'm just
Yep.
saying.
Now my wife would rather go on a cruise, just so you know. And
There you go.
Oh,
since
okay. Okay.
I get to decide where we go on a cruise, usually is what we probably end up doing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just so you know how that
Since you
works.
get to decide,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's the way it works.
yep,
Hmm.
yep.
Happy
What
wife,
about
happy
you,
life.
Miss
That's what it
That's
is.
Diva?
right.
I would say for me right now, the vacation spot would be home. I am always gone. I'm in the middle of a campaign, an election. So I am sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm exhausted. I just drove 6 hours and got here so I could be on tonight. So
Nice.
I'm a
Oh
little
my
quiet, I'm
word.
tired. I'm kind of
We
delirious.
appreciate it.
Oh
But
yes, we
I
so
would say
appreciate
because
you.
thank you. I mean, I wanted to be here. I'm just always on the road or flying now for business. So I'm happy to be home. I've saw my husband now for about 5 minutes. I've got the headset, jumped everything in the floor, and ran upstairs. So for me, it's always best when I can be home in my own bed. That to me, I have a feeling it's going to be the summer vacation for me because I'm out every week right now. So
There's nothing
I
wrong with that. You pay good money for your house. You may as well enjoy it once in a
yes,
Yeah.
while.
right. Yes, and often I pay good money for
Exactly.
my husband too, but that's another show.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
What about you,
all
Mr.
right.
Dunder?
Um, I'm more of a with Sensei J. I'm kind of the like I love to camp, but I also have this envision to kind of start glamping and driving across the country and just hitting
Hmm.
places like the Rockies and those mountainous states. So I would definitely be
Mm,
out by a lake for sure with a beautiful view.
yep.
Oh, that is
Love it.
that is the
Love it.
dream.
We're going fishing
Hmm
after this.
For me, I feel like, my everyone knows my dream place to go to is Bora Bora. But
Hmm.
obviously this broke woman can't do that. So, um the next best thing is Florida or any place that has a beach at this point, honestly. Florida, Myrtle Beach, anything with a beach. I just need a beach and a pina colada. A nice
Hmm.
pina colada. Nice
Well, I've
chill.
decided that I just
Keeping it
when I was
honest.
just driving down the freeway, I just saw that here in Michigan it said that the Powerball was 331 million. So when I hit it, I will get you a trip to Bora Bora.
There you go.
Girl.
And you get a camper, and you get a camper, and everybody gets a camper,
I just get more buttons to push. That's all I get.
and you get a button.
Yeah, I get a button.
And
too.
you get a button. Bora Bora is the dream. Let me tell you guys, it's been a crazy week. But can everyone hear me? My mic just
What?
messed up.
Mhm.
I'm sure everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, perfect. Just
What?
double checking. Okay, yeah, thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It has been a crazy week. But, something, if I could find my phone, and there it is. Okay. Our topic for today, before we get into anything, is a very interesting topic. Our topic is going to be from spreading rumors to spreading kindness. What we are going to be talking about is how we can stop spreading rumors and only spread kindness when it comes to people wanting to spread rumors. And that's going to be a very interesting topic, especially with nowadays a lot of things are going around in the metaverse, and it's definitely something. Oh, Captain, be coined out here. It's definitely something that a lot of us should really focus on more on being kind versus, I guess, being petty. I guess you would say. So that's something that we're definitely going to be talking about. But before we do, Mr. Sensei J, do you have any awesome meta news for us today?
No, I have Meadow News.
Meadow, yeah.
Meadow News.
Meadow news. Do you have any meadow news today?
Yep. Miss Queen over here sent me a message today. Said, "Don't forget to have Meadow News." I'm like, Meadow News, as in like out in the field in the meadow. Okay,
Hey,
I can come up with Meadow News, but I didn't. All right, here we go. I am delighted to say that version 161 is out today. Did you know that? It's updated today on a Thursday, which is a very unusual day to update. Normally updates happen on
That is very unusual.
Tuesdays. And the cool thing about this update is if you play in mobile or PC in Horizon Worlds, they have a new holstering system available. So you can have up to 6 items on you, and then you just hit numbers 1 to 6 on your keyboard, and boom, it pulls out that gun, it pulls out this potion, it pulls out that item. Pretty cool, super fast. Yep. Plus, you can also fire up the inventory and just cycle through them and stuff like that, which is pretty neat. That's really cool. I wish we could do that.
So you're trying to say
in
my
VR.
bot can now play games?
Yeah, your bot can pull out a machine gun.
Hey,
and
girl.
just-
I got you. I'm gonna machine gun it up later.
Yeah, machine gun Miss Queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be
Heck yeah.
nice if they actually had it, for what I was talking to you about earlier, how I have my hat and my props. It'd be great if
Yeah.
I could actually have that spawn into any world that I'm
Boom,
in,
boom, boom.
as long as
Yeah,
it's
wouldn't-
connected to myself.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah,
That would be
I mean,
really cool.
everything else that they can do, why can't they do that? I know it's a lot of typing, a lot of information they'd have to do for each individual person, but you know,
Yep.
but still,
Yep.
they can do it. I know they can. It's just, do they want to?
Yeah. Well, one thing at a time. They get big fish to fry over there, All right. I'm delighted
more
to say,
frying
for
fish.
those of you who like clean comedy, the Soapstone at the Honolulu Bay has launched this week. This has been something that has been going on for a long time. And I mean, since last November, they've been working on this new world for the Soapstone, and it is remarkable. It is astonishingly fantastic world. So if you have not been to the Soapstone at Honolulu Bay, definitely go over and take a look at it. Hang loose and laugh out loud. That's the motto. It is a surfer's paradise over there. And it is beautiful, beautiful. And also announced today, the XR Awards nominees have been announced by XR Magazine. XR is the term for a combination of AR and VR and all the other R's, right? The virtual reality, augmented reality, everything is called XR, and they have come out with their XR Awards for the year. And in the Rising Star category, the Thrive Pavilion organization has been nominated for that award. here in Horizon
Wow.
Worlds. That is fantastic. They're up against some pretty tough competition, including the European Space Organization, that sends spaceships into space, right?
Wow.
But just to be in that group of organizations is pretty special. If those of you who don't know what the Thrive Pavilion is, the Thrive is an organization that caters towards old people like myself, 50 years and older, and their goal is to bring virtual reality and the benefits of Horizon Worlds to the elderly, people who maybe are shut in or isolated, people who are disabled, in wheelchairs, in nursing homes, and give them those social outlets to be able to continue to live their best life. So the Thrive is doing some great work over there. If you haven't had a chance to go meet Rob Signori and the group over there, definitely go check them out. They will, even if you're not of the age of 50 or older, they still will be delighted to meet you and chat with you. And I'll tell you, they're a competitive group over there. They like to play games, and they like to have fun, and they do like to destroy you in Super Rumble, so just keep that in mind when you go over there, because they're old doesn't mean they're not spunky. So that is your Meadow News for this week.
Well, thank you so much for the Meadow News for this week. That was very enlightening. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, not YouTube. My mind on Instagram.
I see a lot of videos
about
on
the
YouTube
new-
also.
Well, yeah.
Me three.
Well, on Instagram, there have been so many reels and so many posts of the new soapstone, and it looks amazing. Like, just the vibe of it just makes me extremely happy. For me being a beach, Captain calls me a beach bum. I'm a beach babe.
You would love it.
Thank you. I love anything beach related, obviously. So
Yep.
I
Go over and check it out sometime.
Yeah, I saw that they actually have an event going on where they're having real life comedians come in to
Yep.
Horizons for one specific day.
That's right.
Like real life, like out in the world, actually popular comedians come
Yep.
into Horizons for one day and do their show on Soapstone. And I think that's pretty awesome to be able to do that. Like that's some networking right there, let me tell you.
It's pretty cool. And I mean, I can't speak to it because I'm under NDA, but I filmed it all. So I know
Look at you go.
everything that happened behind. I've met all of those people, and let me tell you, they're amazingly great. They're fantastically funny, and they're extremely talented people. They're unbelievable. So just so you know, you heard it here first.
Yeah, we heard it here at
Yep.
Queen's Talk Gossip.
Yep,
Friends.
yep.
That is right. Well, thank
Yep.
you so much for your news. And with
You're
that
welcome.
being said, Miss Diva, I know you were so tired, but girl, do you got me some real life news?
Positive news.
I do.
Yay!
I do. So the first thing I have is in the technology arena, and excuse me, I'm looking down at my phone. I'm holding it way back. Not because I'm 54 and I'm in the old category, as you said earlier, Sensei, with the Thrive
Oh
Pavilion.
boy.
It would
can't
be
see.
worse if I wasn't older than her, but I am older than you, so.
Mhm.
There you
Anywho,
go.
moving on this conversation. So
I don't think that
Walmart is
saves you.
making Walmart is making Roblox history as it will become the first retail discount giant to sell select real world items on Roblox. So I just wanted to share that.
That
That
is
was a piece
that's
of
huge.
information.
That's a
That's
massive
real
step.
huge.
Oh yeah,
That is
that's
a huge step.
because you open up that gate, and the rest just
It changes the
comes flooding through.
whole
Oh yeah,
and it
That's
changes the whole
huge.
ball game.
Yep,
Especially
yep.
those, those of us that are here to own VR, because there is a community. But again, I always like to say there's those of us who are really here for the business aspects.
Yep.
And, for something like that, yeah, I see that. You're here for the business aspects too, Zara. So when you see something like that that is announced, and then when it comes out, it also makes it easy for those of us that are in the real world meeting with companies and businesses, because that's the first question we ask is about, right? It get asked is, how can I, are they able to select and get immediate sales from our product? So that's the
right.
first question. So I think
Yep.
that's awesome. That's happening on Roblox, and hopefully it will affect us as well.
It will.
So I wanted to share that about technology. Then I wanted to share a feel-good story. There is some information out. There is a nonprofit group that is working with charter schools in Harlem, New York, and they are flush with cash, and they want to focus on how to aid in closing the racial disparity gaps with wealth. So I thought this is great. They're doing this with children in elementary and middle school. So they are going to be giving each child, so thus far their number's about 3,000 children, will get $10,000. And that $10,000 would be for them to have. So this is coming from households who historically are living paycheck to paycheck. So the children will be able to begin, their formative years by having an actual savings account. The money will have to be tracked for their expenditures, and it teaches children budgeting, but they can use that money as needed. But it's really a focus at how to now start closing the gap in some disparities in some marginalized communities. So I wanted to applaud. So I thought that was a great program that they're piloting out in Harlem, and this nonprofit group wants to bring it all across the U.S. So I thought that was awesome.
Man, that's incredible. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're
going to give away they said about $300 million when it's finished, and all that money is going to give children $10,000 to put in savings accounts or invest.
Wow. That's incredible.
I thought that's pretty awesome.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I've actually seen some
that's
schools
what I got
where
today.
I've seen some schools where it's not quite the same, but where there's teachers out there that actually teach little young ones. I think it was a kindergarten class where she is teaching kids how to properly spend, like if you want your seat or if you want your another pencil, like you have to pay like class books to be able to do that. Like you have to pay rent for your seat, you have to pay rent for, like they're teaching kids how to spend their money wisely versus how to spend your money versus for toys and stuff, because if they want to buy a toy, they have to buy their toy with the money that they have to use, and they have to remember they have to save enough money for rent and stuff. They're teaching them how to properly do that, and to have a company like that actually be able to provide kids with that who are
fantastic. That's great.
less fortunate or anything.
But
It's
a great
really cool.
initiative. Because you often hear from marginalized communities, they're often told to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but guess sometimes you don't have boots and you don't have straps.
Right.
So, money, if you want to make a difference and, help closing the gap in terms of socioeconomic and different kind of disparities, programs like these at the grassroots level in which you're working with them in their formative years, I do believe will make a difference.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, actually, I
100%.
have some news kind of that's on the same topic. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to the city of Adam here in the metaverse, but we work with business and brands and education.
Yeah, you do.
And we're actually working with a school that's testing this whole theory of bringing education into VR and actually bringing the kids in here and teaching classes virtually through different sources, whether it be education for accounting or building in VR or scripting or real life. But yeah, some good stuff's coming in.
Yeah.
Well, and
That
it's so
sounds
great to
pretty
hear
awesome,
that
too.
education in all levels, just to piggyback on that a bit, what Dunder was saying, because they're doing a lot of great things over at City of Adam. And I saw the school that was partnering with you when I was there. I saw their building, I think, and it was, very, very nice. And I just actually for Mogul, we just finished a meeting last week with a university in Indianapolis. And they are looking at, again, what Dunder is saying. How do you utilize, metaverse for online immersive activities and things like that? And then I met with the elementary school and help them in the process of writing a grant to get. I was helping them write a grant to get VR headsets. And so you do see that there is a whole drive in education, because we do know whether it's through giving the money and teaching budgeting, real life, what the school that you're partnering with is doing. Education has to change. We can't keep doing things the same way because we're losing our children. We get all these children that we couldn't find after the pandemic. In order to bring children and keep them interested, technology's brought on a whole different ball game. We can't just sit and talk at them like back in the day, like they talked at us. That's not flying anymore. So I like to see that, when you have individuals and corporations coming in here, how you spoke to the teacher doing different things in the classroom. I think that's going to make a difference for our children, moving forward.
Yep.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
100%.
Hmm.
That is really awesome. Especially nowadays, it's something that we all, I mean, not how to say it, it's not just kids, but we all in general need to learn that as well. So like with how these teachers are, and also it is I think this week or this past week was teacher appreciation week, I'm pretty sure, so
It
we appreciate
was.
here,
Yep.
we
It
appreciate
was.
all the
It was
teachers
teacher
out
and
there.
principals.
Yep.
And principals.
Yes,
I was at
so
a.
definitely.
I want to do it. Can I do a shout out real quick? Because I
Oh
know they're
yeah,
watching
go right
on
ahead.
live stream. I was at the Step Ahead Academy last week in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we step up, we don't step down with Principal Angela Rochelle Denman. So thank you for having us. And
Ooh.
we were talking about the metaverse at that school. So
How exciting.
Oh, well, that is
yeah,
so cool.
That's awesome.
teachers and principals, we love you.
Yes, we really do. Especially nowadays, like they're so underappreciated with all the hard work that they do. And there's a lot of people like out there that say, yeah, well, they get vacation, they get 3 months off because of summer, all this stuff. Well, I don't think you understand how much hard work teachers actually do. When you have a child and they go into school, you are giving your child to that teacher, and it's that teacher's responsibility to raise that kid in school to be
Mhm.
able to learn, to be a proper adult, all that fun stuff. And it's not easy, it is not easy. So having these teachers be able to do that and to support the kids in the ways that they need to be supported and be there for them, it's definitely appreciated. It's something that they definitely need more appreciation for sure, especially with nowadays with some kids are a little
Yes.
cuckoo sometimes, but it's okay because these teachers can definitely handle it, so we definitely appreciate those teachers.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
going from there, we're going to be talking about our topic today. So, um, just like how we were talking about, classrooms, teachers, all that fun stuff, has anyone ever been in a situation where you have heard negative gossip talked about you, or you have been bullied in some sort of way? I'm assuming.
Of course.
Anyone?
I'm
Yeah,
always
who
in,
hasn't?
I'm always in, I hear of it in here all the time, honestly. Like personally, I'm just always in build mode, so I don't really socialize as much as I used to. But I do
Hmm.
remember there was a time where when I was socializing a lot, like 99% of the time I was just hanging out with people, there was always drama somewhere. It's just, there was gossip and stuff like that. But I never personally really have heard anything from myself. But I do know that it happens in here, unfortunately.
It sure does, and
Because at
it's
the end of the
something that's
day,
very negative.
well,
But
at the end of the day, people are people. I mean, we're
yeah.
avatars, but you're sitting at home with this on you're still you. So to
Hmm.
be honest, whatever you're doing, whatever characteristics you're driving in the real world, you're going to bring them over to virtual. All we can strive to
Hmm.
do as people each and every day is to try to be a little bit better than we were yesterday. And hopefully that's what, can occur. But have I heard negative gossip about myself? My goodness, I'm sure there is some. But, you just have to get to a point in your life. We joke about our times and say, but I always
Yep.
laugh because I think when you get in your 50s, I'm 54 now, I really could give a damn. I don't care. I really
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, you
And
know
that's
who
what
you are
happens.
and what you're
And
up
it's
to.
true.
Right.
Once
You
you get
remind me of
older
that movie.
and wiser, I really don't care. I'm like,
That's
okay, well, if you
exactly
talk,
right.
I have a PR degree. If you're talking about me, then that means I'm on your mind. I don't give a
Yep.
damn. So I think at the end of the day, you just can't get caught up. If you know who you are now, it is, you have to get to that place in knowing who you are and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
That way things
Hmm.
don't bother you as much. But when I see some of the things that go on in here, I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a place you can
Exactly.
come to rest and have fun, and I see the
To
arguments and
get
just the
away.
nastiness. I'll
Hmm.
see it on Instagram and I'm like, no, that ain't me. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You get the face
Well,
on the pro. Nah.
what Diva is saying is very wise counsel. Very wise
Yes.
counsel indeed. So,
Hmm.
um,
Especially nowadays, with all the negativity that's been going on, not with just one single person, but with like everyone. If again, like how I always say, the whole reason why we do the show is to spread positivity in a gossiping way. And nowadays, it's very hard to be able to even provide, well, not really provide, but receive any positive feedbacks, receive any positive gossip from certain people or from your job or from school. In general, it's very hard to get that nowadays. And to be able to, how Diva says, to come in here and to get away, that's what we are here for. We're not here
Yeah.
to spread rumors. We're not here to um
Yeah.
be down on
Be
anyone, because
negative.
all we
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do
That's right.
is,
The
yeah,
world has
yeah,
enough
all we want to
negativity.
do is
You know what I mean?
support.
We don't
Exactly.
need we
Hmm.
don't need that here. I mean, when was the last time you were pulled over by a police officer so he could tell you how great of a job you were doing at driving? That just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, no, it
so
never happens.
what we do is we do positivity. That's what we're all about here. Being a
Hmm.
former professional martial arts instructor, I taught thousands of children anti-bullying tactics, right? And so I'm really good at that part of it. So anytime somebody comes to me in an attempt to bully me into doing something that I don't want to do or I know is not going to work or whatever, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You picked the wrong guy, Come on. This is just like practice for me. Here we go, right? This is great. So in fact, I was talking with somebody the other day about giving an anti-bully seminar, a bully proofing seminar here in Horizon Worlds, which I'd never really thought of before because I've done thousands of them, in real life. And I never thought, maybe it's not a bad idea. So maybe something we'll put together. That'd be a really
Yeah,
good good thing
that
to do.
sounds really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I just think
I would
ultimately
definitely
when you
have to go
look
watch
at
it.
it, I'm like, if realistically, if you just think to yourself, you get mad. I mean, with cartoons, you get mad over a cartoon. Like, what the hell?
True.
But
Like,
there are real
if
feelings and
you
real
don't sit
people
down
behind those
somewhere,
cartoons, and so you can appreciate that somebody would, whatever. But I'm with you. It's like life is too short to get that
it's a
upset about something.
cartoon, and you don't even
And
know the person behind. You know what
that's
the
right.
person tells you who they are. You don't know who you talking to.
Yep.
They can tell you all
Hmm.
these things and be one way and get people all worked up and riled up in here over things, and then
Yeah.
find out you've seen that
Yeah.
many times that the person really wasn't who they said they were in the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
place.
They,
So
they were. Yeah. Exactly. Well, don't
Hmm.
take this wrong because
Exactly.
this sounds very sexist, but this is my old karate instructor who's passed away now. Um, used to say when in business, this is relating to business, right? When it comes to dealing with or associating with people in business, right? He would say life is too short to marry or to life is too short to date ugly women and life is too long to marry one. And when I'm talking about ugly, I'm not talking about on the outside. I'm talking
oh,
about on the
Okay.
inside.
Oh, okay.
I
I
can
know it
accept
starts off
that.
sounding kind of sexist, but you understand where
I get the
what
point.
the idea of that is,
Hmm.
right?
I get the
Hanging,
point.
yeah. It-
I see my director, my band director, actually says certain things like that too. But his main one was, "Man who live in glass house, change in basement."
That's great. I love that.
Hmm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's funny.
he calls it a Chinese proverb.
Yeah, that sounds right. Change
Hmm.
in basement. That's funny.
There's also one where he says, "Men who stand on toilet, high on pot."
Yeah.
That's also
Well,
one too. Yeah.
that one may be less instructional, but it's true.
Hmm.
You know, it's what he's saying there is absolutely true. So, but Diva's right. Life's too short to worry about what people are saying and talking about and stuff.
And it
You
does
know who
take a
you are,
100%.
while
and
to
credibility.
get to that.
Yep, credibility comes from within, right? It doesn't come from what
Hmm.
he says about me or she says about me or what
Hmm.
that person over there says. Credibility. I am either credible or I'm not, right?
That's
It's
right.
just that simple. And that person's perception of my credibility has nothing to do with my actual credibility.
Mhm.
Exactly. And going off of that, the next thing we're going to talk about is if something were to happen in the metaverse. how would we turn it into positivity? How would we turn anything negative towards us into positivity? And let me tell you one thing, it is hard, but it is doable. And let me tell you how. I personally do a little trick. Okay? Anytime I feel like that there's something going on in my life where I feel like I'm stressed or overwhelmed or I feel like someone's talking about me, I take a step back and I count 10 positive things that I have either done or I've succeeded in doing. Um, and that actually helps with a lot of things. That helps with, in general, when you're overthinking, when you're overwhelmed, when just in general. So, recently at work, I had some severe negative things happen to me. And I took a step back and I counted 10 positive things that I had happen positive towards me in work. So that helps me be able to overcome the fact of thinking negative, overcome the fact of thinking that I am not good enough or thinking that I am irrelevant to people. This is a good way to be able to help, and I would definitely recommend trying it out if anyone feels like they're stressed or overwhelmed. Take a step back, breathe, and think of 10 positive things that is related to that topic. So if you're here in the metaverse and you hear rumors about you, take a step back, breathe, and think 10 positive things that you have done good in the metaverse, that you have helped someone with, or that you have succeeded in. Because that overall is probably the reason why they're talking bad about you in the first place, is because they're jealous of all those 10 positive things that have happened to you. What do you guys do whenever you guys feel overwhelmed or feel like something is being negative taken apart in your life?
Captain Jack has an answer to that question.
Ooh, yes, Captain, but first get your mic out of the back of your head.
Better?
Try it again. Well,
No,
I mean,
looks good.
maybe it looks good to you. It looks like it's literally coming out the back of your head to me, but it's fine.
No.
Continue.
Now let me find out from the camera.
No, you look good to me.
No, it's where it's supposed to be, according to my
I'm
camera.
just going crazy
now,
then.
now come up
Yes.
with 10 positive things about your microphone.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I created them, so hopefully that's
there's
one
one.
positive
That's
thing.
one positive
you go.
thing.
They do work most of the time when they're not buried in somebody's breasts. Let me
true.
see.
Speaking of Diva, yours are
Yours
your
is
microphone
floating, Diva.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, yours is
floating in
floating.
front
Yours
of you.
is all up in your
Right
chest.
in front of your face.
There you
There
go.
Oh,
Now
now
you
it's on top of your
All right,
head.
go ahead, Captain
I don't know
Jack.
how
what
the
do you
hell
do?
that happened, but
See, that's what
in here.
yours looks like.
Right.
See,
Okay.
looks
So
good.
I
You
see
look
what
good
you're
Yours
to
looks
seeing.
me.
normal to me.
But what I
Yeah.
was going to say wasn't necessarily the 10 things that I've done positive in the day. I was going to kind of touch bases what you guys were talking about regarding people talking about you and spreading rumors and whatnot. I have a one simple philosophy. It does have a curse word, so for all you kids under 18 that may be watching this at home, plug your ears. I live by the 3 Fs. If you're not feeding me, financing me, or fucking me, I don't give a damn what you think about me.
Oh, that's the black
is
woman's motto,
that
man.
is a good one. Let me tell you. I mean,
My mama told me that
You
when I
ain't
came
wrong.
out the womb.
Oh no. That's so
Yeah, but
funny.
it actually holds so simple and so true. I mean, I've had I run my own
No,
talk
that's
show.
right.
I do bingo. I've got rumors galore being spread about me
hysterical.
constantly because I'm a decent person. I'm a good person to people. I'm friendly to everybody. I try to treat everyone with respect, and because of that, people see me up here and then they're down here and they want to try to knock me down a few pegs because they want to be up here. Well, how about this? How about you glow yourself up and trying to bring me down and come join me if you think I'm way the hell up here? I'm just a guy
Woo.
behind a headset. There's nothing fabulous or fancy about me, but it is what it is, and I try to do my best to put on a good show, to give a performance, to have a great show, to do a great deal at bingo, any promotional things that maybe I try to do my bit to make this place a better and fun place in the metaverse. And for those who are jealous of it, well, maybe you need to look in
they
the
can be
mirror and find
jealous.
out whether or
That's right.
not you can find 10 things about you that will help
There you
raise
go.
you up to the status where we are.
There you go. You're getting a standing ovation out here, man.
I
agree
am.
with
you are.
Well,
Look
everybody,
at that.
we can't sit down yet, so yeah, that's kind of one of those things.
Oh, there is that.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, I'd like to hear from our guest for the evening. He's over
would
here.
too.
Yes, I was
Mhm.
So
just
let's
about
great
He's
to
being
take
very
a look at our
quiet.
guest. So you deal with
I mean,
clients and you deal with creators, and you are a phenomenal entrepreneur, creator, leader. You know I adore you. So you know that. So how do you deal with that? I mean, in terms of that can happen when you have clients that are maybe not satisfied and then they may want to, say bad things or whatever. How do you deal with it as a business leader?
I feel lucky. I haven't had to deal with too much. But just like it comes with all my builds. If I feel like I need time, I usually go somewhere by myself, which has been build mode. And I use building as kind of my way to work through things. It's a
Mm.
quiet moment for myself. You know what I mean? I can think through things. I can spread it out so I don't make any crazy decisions right off the bat. It
Mhm.
allows me to think it through for multiple hours. You know what I mean? And then I can choose to make a decision or move forward. And then real life, man, taking off the headset and going for a walk. Lately, with the sun
Yeah,
coming out, that's what I do. I go for a
that's the
walk and I
best.
just, yeah, just take it all in. Um, Sometimes I just wish for them to have the best experience they can in the future and move on.
Yep.
That's the best
Mhm.
thing.
Yep.
I definitely agree, especially with
Yeah,
the
And
I
weather
don't
you
now.
really.
you
It's like
also
very
you
nice
always so
too.
chill anyway. That's just I could
Yeah.
Yep.
even when he shakes his head, it's in silence.
Honestly,
Yep.
So
It's
he's
pretty
honestly,
relaxed.
he's a
I'm
very
feeling
relaxed
better
dude.
already myself.
uh, I'll be
Being in the
39
room
next
with you,
month.
man.
And when I hit about 32 or 33 is when I kind of just realized like I can choose my energy and I can choose what is able to react with my energy. And that's just
Yep.
kind of how I
Hmm.
focus on life. So when bad energy comes, I focus more on like the war in your mind of making sure that energy doesn't affect you rather than
Hmm.
letting it affect you and focusing on how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mm,
So,
I know that's right.
Yep.
That is
Well,
really
and
awesome.
the bottom line is crap happens to everybody, you know.
amen.
And so
Mhm.
you can't really, you have no control over what happens to you. What you do have control over is how you respond to what happens to you. And your
Hmm.
response is what defines you as a human, right? Not what happens
Hmm.
to you. What happens to you does not define you. It's the response that you provide that defines who you are. And that's people know. I will also say, Miss Queen, this is for you, is that if somebody comes to me and says, "Can you believe that so and so blah blah blah?" and I'm saying to myself, "No, I can't believe that," then I usually don't. Okay, that's the first thing. And it's like, look, that just doesn't sound like that person. And if I find myself saying that doesn't sound like that person, then it probably isn't that person. And so then it's like, okay. And if I'm saying I don't understand that, it's usually because you don't have all the puzzle pieces. If you're looking at a
Mhm.
picture and you go, this doesn't make any sense,
Exactly. I
that's
always
probably
say,
it. And I have
I
I have, have a
always
policy that I never judge anybody based on what their enemies have to say about them.
Exactly. I always say that there's always three sides to the story. There's their side, your side, and the truth, right?
And then the
So,
middle, with somewhere in between.
yes.
That's
Yes.
exactly
I
right.
think
So,
what
yep.
really happens here is I see a lot of I pride myself on being a source person. If there's something I hear, someone tells me something or whatever, and it's about, I will
Yep.
go to the person and say, well, do we have an
Mhm.
issue? That's how
Yeah.
you solve it as an adult.
Yeah.
And that's
That's right.
adult behavior. How do you handle
That's
that?
exactly
But if
right.
this person's telling this person and then it just kind of keeps going around and they're running back information, at some point that individual also has to be an adult to put their hand up and say, just don't tell me, or don't tell me
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
don't tell me. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it.
I'm
And if you
not
do
being
that, it
paid to
kind of
be a
stops it in
shuttle
the track.
diplomat here. My job isn't to
No.
go back and forth between you people. You guys can work it out on your own.
And some people feed energy off of that. And the only way to, combat that is to just say, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to hear it. If
Yeah.
it's something
Yeah.
that's not immediately, especially if it's not something tangible, You
Right.
know, if it's something, if it was a transaction, if someone came to me and say, Dunder beat me on a contract and didn't do X, Y, and Z, first thing I'm going to do is say, look at that person and say, well, if there's an issue, why are you bringing it to me? I'm a source
Bring it
person.
to Dunder.
Please take it
Yeah.
to the source. Take it to
That's
Dunder. Don't
exactly
bring it to
right.
me.
There you go.
And if you
Beautiful.
if you put a boundary line like that, people will stop bringing you crap.
Yep.
Period.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
funny because the people who talk behind closed doors never want to bring it to light when the truth finally wants to come out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't want to
Come
take it
on
out in the
now.
public. They just rather speak in the dark. You know?
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah,
life in these
that
here
is
United
very true.
States.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's right. Yep.
But here at QT Gossips, Queens Talk Gossip, we're all about the positivity and all about the promotion. And now I believe it is time to talk about our special guest. Let me get some hype music going here.
Yay!
Mr. Thunder, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Dunderbuildz. I actually started as Dunder Splifflin when I first came in August of 2021. Sensei probably remembers my original name.
Yep.
I started
That's about
building
when
right
I
away,
started.
kind of. Yeah, I started building in December actually, and it kind of just took off right away. After I started doing a couple builds, I had people who wanted builds from me, and I kind of found a lane. And then I started building for clients and stuff. So it's kind of where I got to where I got today.
That is awesome. So, what is the world that you would like to promote today or talk about?
Well, there's so many, but I did want to focus on a new improved graphics world that I dropped, which is like a two-part world. This is as I said before, I kind of use building for healing. I had a crazy incident that happened about 2 years ago where I was shot in real life, and when I came back
Oh, my.
into the metaverse, I used building as a way of like dealing with stuff, PTSD and just fighting through things. And that's where a lot of my chill worlds came from. And now that we have Trimesh, I kind of wanted to create spaces that were relaxing and just awe inspiring. You could just stand there and stare. So one of the worlds is nowhere is somewhere, and then somewhere is nowhere, which kind of lead to each other.
Oh,
It's
that's
kind of like a
nice.
place where you have to
Right.
question where you are. Like you don't know if you're in space, you don't know if you're underwater, you don't know if you're.
Hmm.
I don't know how to really explain it, but it's a relaxing environment for sure.
Awesome.
That is really cool. I do
You know,
love
you just
the
gave a book title
newer,
there, Building is
relaxing
Healing.
environments.
Yeah, I have a whole story that could go behind this that I could probably make a fortune off of. I'm sure if I wrote a book, but it definitely has been healing, for sure. I do know this space has helped a lot of people when it comes to building with your hands the old way. Um, so I do just want to say I hope that never disappears because it's very, very helpful for people to come in here and be able to create with their feelings and with their heart. You know what I mean? So, and with their talent. There's three different
So
kind of forms of
do you prefer
creation in
building
here.
out of primitives, or do you go into Blender and build Trimesh?
Yeah, so I mean I do both, but like I said, there's nothing better than coming in here and being able to pull out shapes and create things you never thought you could, or we were given literally the basics. As I always say to people, they kind of put us in a jail cell, and before you knew it, we had tattoo guns and we were making our own
Yeah.
food. You know what I mean? With primitive shapes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
yeah, I just hope they
Not
never take
wrong.
that away because
So
I
we-
was
if
thinking
if
you
you
was gonna
could,
say toilet hooch.
I don't even know what that is.
so if you
I
could
watch
build
way
like
too many
Oh,
grill
Blender,
the
shows.
booze, the booze.
if you could build a Blender like application that you could use in VR where you could pull out your stuff and sculpt and shape your Trimesh objects, that'd be like the ultimate, right?
Ultimate. Yeah, like
Oh
Gravity
man.
Sketch, kind of. If we had the
Yeah.
Gravity Sketch school in here,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be a game changer for
Yeah. Yeah.
sure.
They're working on applications like that, but they're a far
Mhm.
cry from actual PC
So,
applications. They're only
do
like 30
you
years behind, so
do,
How is that all?
do you, do
Yeah.
We
you
have time to
actually
wait.
have do you have I've always wondered this. Do you have access to or do you know of anyone who has access to Trimesh and Horizons and how they build it? Like how exactly does Trimesh Like, do you just bring
Yeah,
out the thing
I
and you
have
like
TriMesh in
form it?
early access.
Yeah, and
So
I
it's
do
just it's
also.
all built from PC.
Yep.
So basically, the same way you would build for a video game or a 3D
Yep.
rendered
Oh,
video. If you were gonna do
okay.
remember when we grew up and we watched movies that were CGI, as they would call
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's kind of using that same tool,
Yep.
minus the
Oh, okay.
animation part. You're building just the model in one 3D frame of it, and that's kind of what we bring in.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Well, I know I've always wondered how, even with the new soapstone, it's all pretty much all tri-mesh at this point.
It is.
And I
Yep.
wondered how they created all that because like I can only, and just like how I'm saying, I've been recently getting back into building, and I can only imagine how to work with the tri mesh. Like, if I were to even get any, which I know I will never get access to it because I'm not good at all, but if I were to ever get access to it, holy crap, like, I would be so lost. That would be a really good idea. If someone like
It's
do a class on how to do tri mesh, like how to work with
so
it.
this is where this is why I said I hope they never take the old tools, because it's a skill
Because I'd
set
be
now to
lost.
build.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. You can't just come in now and grab squares and create a space for you to hang out in. You can if you
Mhm.
still have that, but now you would have to either get a professional to build you a perfect space that you wanted, or learn, which is
Yeah, or learn
to
it, which
become good, years
is
of
a learning curve.
practice. Yeah.
Dunderbuildz, what do
Oh
you
yeah.
use? Do you use Gravity Sketch or do you use Blender? Do you use a
I do
different
mess around with Gravity Sketch and Blender. Yeah.
Those are the two. Yeah. See, I have a
Well, that
background
is.
in visual effects, so I've been sculpting and modeling in Blender for 20 years.
Yeah, he does
So
awesome
when
with it.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So I've been doing it for a long time. So it's not
Now, are
hard,
they ever
Well,
going to make it
but you have to learn
commonplace
it.
for more people to get it, not just people who are
So we're
that would be the
entering
traumatized
into
and
smart
whatnot?
move,
NDA
but it's
territory now.
capacity, right?
Yeah.
So even if
If you
we
keep
knew
asking, we'd have to
what the
kill you.
plan was, we wouldn't be able to say. But the ultimate goal is that everybody will have access to this someday, but we have no idea when that will be.
Mhm.
So right
It's
Mhm.
like
now it's just
mirrors.
people who are in the early access. But I'm with you. I prefer to build with the primitives. It's
Yeah.
so much
And
more
don't
freeing
let
and
that you deter
creative.
you, Captain,
Yeah, and
because
don't let
people don't
that deter
realize
you. Keep building. Yep.
this app is a 10-year app. They said that when they
Yep.
released
Mhm.
it in beta.
Yep.
It was going to take
Yep.
10 years to
Mhm.
be fully developed. And
Yeah.
everyone's rushing. That's what's happening here. Is everyone wants everything so fast, and it's going to come.
Yeah. It
This is
will.
going to be the best platform out there. Yeah, so it's
It
just
is. It
hunker
will be.
down, build your brand, be
Yep.
as engaging as you
And
can,
And just keep building.
prepare
Just
for the
keep doing
future.
your thing. Yep. Yep. Don't
and
let
to
Yeah.
and,
Mhm.
what
and to
maybe is
and
going
to
to
pick
happen in the future stop you.
and to piggyback on that, since we're now with the live stream audience, we've got live audience here, you know, be supportive of our builders that have tri-mesh. I've actually,
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, we're talking about being positive. I've seen negatives towards creators. It is not their fault that they've been granted access to something. So why are you
Yeah, we didn't
ostracizing them?
ask.
I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't understand it. And at the end of the day, if you think long term and have a vision, people, then you would want them to have it. And they're testing things out and seeing how that is going. And they're really doing what they're doing for you. So as we're talking about that, you can hear my voice. I'm very strong about that. I've seen a lot on Instagram, and it really bothered me when I saw pictures of creators avatars up with individuals saying, do you like them or not? It was just horrible to me. So let's support them. We do know it was a 10-year, and I always encourage everyone, if you're going to be involved, if you would read your annual reports, if you would take a look at the news that is coming out, you would know information just like Dunder gave, so let's be supportive. And I don't know why this whole tri-mesh divided a community, but it's silly. It's just absolutely silly. So I
For
just wanted
sure.
to add that as we're talking about positives.
Yeah,
Oh
people
yeah, for
forget that
sure.
if we didn't test, when people got it, they would just be dealing with
Thank
so
you.
many headaches that now
Yeah.
when they get it, it
I
should
think
work fine. you know?
I think
We've had people leave the
more on the
platform because they
lines
didn't have
of
it.
I think more on the lines of me in general, like, okay, so I love the tri-mesh in general, only because everything looks more detailed. Everything looks more realistic. And although some people are upset that Horizons is not getting tri-mesh because we're not VR chat, no, we're not VR chat, but we are Horizons, and obviously we're trying to grow and become a better platform than most other platforms. And to be able to do that, we need to introduce new things, which is tri-mesh. Now, one thing I would recommend on tri-mesh in general is that I've realized that in VR chat, I know, has anyone in here been in VR chat? Anyone over there in the audience been in VR chat? I'm assuming. If you are in VR chat, right, and you go into a world, how many of you have had an issue where you're glitching so bad you have to respawn into the world
Mm-hmm.
because it's just going crazy? Am I right?
It makes you
It's horrible.
dizzy. Mm-hmm.
It's bad at that point. Unfortunately, there are some tri-mesh worlds in here that are also having that issue, and I don't think it's because it's Horizons. I literally think it's because of tri-mesh. Just how it works with the system. I feel like it's not fully compatible to be able to allow us to fully use it because of it. That's in my opinion. I'm not 100% sure. I personally don't want to be flung around everywhere and having to respawn into the world just to come take a look at it. But I love the worlds that are tri-mesh, not only because they're more detailed, and I'm always a stickler for details, but also because and my other and Captain knows very well, and my other sense of being on here, I'm an actress, Captain's an actor, we film, so being able to have these worms being these worms being able
Having
to
worms,
have
yes.
yeah, for real, being able to have these worlds that are more detailed, and less boxy, help us because it's allowing us
It helps
to
tell the
grow into
story.
our
Yeah.
yeah, it allows us to grow into our storytelling, and to be able to produce something better for the audience for them to see,
Right.
versus boxes and squares and triangles, all the
Now,
pretty
the only
colors
thing
that
for me
tri-mesh
to
has.
piggyback off of
It's
what
great.
Queen's saying, if I could do anything, it has you doesn't even have to do with tri-mesh. Tri-mesh is great. I know why some people, like what Diva was saying, had left the platform because of it, because they see the tri-mesh that everybody else has, and they get ideas and, oh, I would love to build this world with the tri-mesh. Somebody maybe overhears that, takes their idea, and then actually builds it because they have access to the tri-mesh, makes them upset,
Mm-hmm.
and then they throw a fit and leave. But the only thing that I want to see, and we had it for a split second, and I think it was just it was a goof. They meant to do it for the computer, not for the headset, is the capability to turn off the name tags. So if we're
Mm.
filming, we don't
Oh,
have the name tags floating
yes.
above our heads. Like if
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
filming, I can turn off name tags and I don't see any name tags. Everybody else may see them, but I'm filming, so I don't see them. I
Right.
think they really need to bring something like that back for the headset. If it's just for the individual, like if somebody out there doesn't want to hear my voice and they mute me, well, it's only muted for the one person who muted me, not for everybody. So why couldn't we do the same thing for name tags? If you don't care who you're running into, or if you hang out with a group of people, you already know who everybody is. You're not interested in whatever else. Why does it matter? Who cares? If you really want to know,
Mm-hmm.
you can always turn them back on and click on the person and do whatever you want, or see who's in the world. And there's other avenues you could take. But if I could have one thing to bring back that was just a glitch for a moment, because we had it for like what, 2 days, and we were all excited because we thought that was permanent,
Yeah.
and we found out, oh, it was just for the computer. They didn't mean to do it for the headset, so they took it away from us. Give it back to us. Let us get rid of the damn name tags if we don't want them there. you know
Mm-hmm.
And speaking
Yeah.
of that, giving feedback, just recently, I don't know if you guys saw the Discord update. I'm sure since they did, because Meta is asking, they have four groups that they're putting together, and so they sent out a request. And so all you have to do if you want to give your feedback is, I see a 10 up there. Yes, make sure that you sign up and fill out the form and see if you're selected to be part of the groups. And
I
for
did.
those of us up there that have been a part of them before,
Yep.
they really
Yep.
do listen. So this will be a
I
great
did. Yes.
time, to
They
anyone.
do.
You can do that. And that came out a day or two ago for the next
Yep.
Oh,
ones.
Right.
I'll have
Yeah.
to take a look at
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I saw
Day
I
it
would
that.
love
came
to sign
out,
up
I
for
filled
that.
out that paperwork and I said I was available for every single time slot that they're offered. So give me a
Give 'em-
better chance. I filled out every single one of them and said, hey, if you want me, I'm available when you need me. So that
Yeah.
put the ball back in their court. So
I actually think
So
one of
definitely
those
sign up for
times
the
was
Meta
during
Discord.
this event, and I said I can be anyone except for this time next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
well,
Meta
thank you for
Discord.
thinking
So
about
get
that.
on
Unlike
Discord.
Captain.
Yeah, unlike Captain, he's like, forget it, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
well, excuse me. Actually, the time zones it said for me for Pacific was from one to 4 on Thursday,
Oh,
so it didn't interfere
oh,
with the show.
it didn't. Okay,
Oh, well,
well,
then
I
never
had
mind. I
different.
took that. I take
I
that
had
comment
different
back.
ones
You're
because
forgiven.
Mhm.
one of mine was during this time. I had 4 choices, but
Most of them
I
were in
will
the morning
definitely
from
have to
10
take a look
a.m.
at
to
it.
1 p.m., and then the other
Yeah.
ones were from 1 to 4. So
right.
nothing interfered with anything I
Well,
I do or take care of. So
Well, that's good.
I said
that
I'm
is
available for anything.
awesome. But guys, unfortunately, it is time to call it a night. Here at Queen's Talk Gossip, we are so grateful to have you guys a part of it, especially Dunder. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. We are so grateful to have you here, and hopefully even have you back to talk some more fun. Definitely keep an eye out on. What are you? Are you? What, Cap? Are you button bitching the wrong way? What are you doing here?
Nope. I
He's
did the
not.
end QTP.
Okay, well, I don't hear it. Anyway, going
I
back to it, definitely keep an eye out for his world. I am going to be doing a promotional video like I do for all of our guests. I will be doing a promotional video and posting it on YouTube. So if you want to take a look at his world, definitely keep an eye on the Miss Queenly Lee 01 YouTube account or Queen's Royalty Production YouTube account. It's going to be posted there. So I will also send it to you once it's complete, so you'll be able to share it if you want to share it. But let's go through the line. Mr. Dunder, where can people find you if they want to talk to you?
I'm on Instagram at Dunderbuildz or at dunderbuildz.com.
Dunderbuildz.com. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. What about you, Miss Diva?
You always got something before I say this. First, I'm just going to say, Dunder, thank you so much. I know when I reached out, I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Oh, no problem.
And also, I would encourage everyone, please, if you haven't, go to City of Adam. And it is a great build. And we just had Jen Smash here. Jen Smash is the mayor. So just please go visit. And if you're interested in getting a build or renting a space, see Dunderbuildz and they can help you with all of that. So I just wanted to say that.
For
And
sure.
you can reach Mogul Mindset. Any questions you have, Mogul Mindset Incorporated, just like that, Mogul Mindset Inc. on Instagram.
Awesome.
Spectacular.
And what about you, Mr. Sensei?
I would also like to
Jay?
say thanks to Dunderbuildz. He's a phenomenally talented
Yes,
builder
he is.
here in Horizon Worlds, and it's always a pleasure to go
Very
and
blessed
visit
to have
his
him here.
worlds. Yeah, for sure. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Sensei_J. And also every Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern, I give Wednesday World Hop, where I take a group of people and hop them through phenomenal builds like you'll see with Dunderbuildz.
Oh, where's the world at?
Amazing.
You bet.
That
Well,
is
hi.
awesome. Well, typically we have our cameraman, Mr. Bronina, but unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately, congratulations to him. He is on another show. He has been asked to be on a talk show, so he's not here today, but you're going to be able to look him up on Instagram at Bronina_CRS, all capitalized. He is a great promotional, great hype man. Definitely go check him out. And what about you, Mr. Lovely Button Bitch?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Captain Jack Morgan 22. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Captain Jack Morgan, to watch all my episodes of Where's the Beef, my famous talk show here in the metaverse. The #1 talk show, not podcast. You can have the podcast, and I'll take the talk show.
Oh, thank you.
Two totally different things. And you can find me, of course, here at Cutie Gossip Podcast. Where's the Beef? And the last but not least, the Bingo at the Black Pearl, which we do bingo games. As long as we have players, we do bingo games, and we play for all sorts of fun prizes and all sorts of good stuff. So come by and say hi.
Heck yeah. And I am Miss Queen. You can catch me on Instagram at MissQueenLeo1, as well as YouTube. 2 different YouTube channels. We got the Queen's Talk Gossip YouTube channel, and we also got Queen Royalty Productions, where you will be able to find his promotional world video as well. So thank you all so very much. If we have anyone that would like to be a sponsor, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk with you about that. We are doing a campaign. Once we do get sponsors, we're going to be taking a percentage of whatever they provide us to be able to give it back to the community. Queen's Talk Gossip wants to be able to give back to the real life community, which means we're going to take a percentage of the proceeds that the sponsors have given us, and we're going to donate it to a charity of the audience's choice. So as soon as we're able to do that, the first one has been already picked. It's going to be for Autism Speaks. So we will be able to donate to that charity as soon as we can. So that would be amazing to be able to do that and to be able to give back to the real life community as well here in the metaverse. So thank you all so very much for joining, and we hope to see you next week because Miss Diva, do you know who our special guest is for next week?
Girl, you know that's not fair. You know I'm half asleep. This is our going gag every week, but I don't know.
It is. It's literally every single week. Well, our special guest for next week is Miss Sweetest Flower.
Sweetest Flower. She just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Sweetest Flower.
So we are super, super excited to be able to get to know them and to have some fun with them next week. So definitely come on by next week where we have another juicy topic that we're going to be talking about. We're also expecting to have a beautiful update to Queen's Talk Gossip. We're going to be changing it. Let me tell you, when I say changing it, we're changing it. It's going to be awesome, and I'm super, super excited. Please bear with me, though, because I'm a slow builder. So we're getting there. We're getting there. But thank you all so very much for being here, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you for joining us today here at QT Gossip Podcast for the best info around. Join us again every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or watch our live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, as we close the mic, open your minds to new horizons and the door to countless possibilities. Until next time, keep chasing your dream.